Welcome back to Forza Horizon 5, and this, our 1,000 horsepower micro car. And in yesterday's video, I promised you that today we would jump back into FH5 and check out the 2 remaining cars in the Chinese car pack. We're gonna try out the Lynk & Co 05 Plus and the MG Cyberster. Look at that rear wing. Look at those exhausts. Before we actually jump into the Lynk & Co 05 Plus though, I need to remind you about these. If you order one of these AR12 glitter stickers, I'm gonna put your name or your gamer tag onto my race car for the entire 2024 season. A ton of people have already ordered these. Go check them out. There's a link down below. As per usual, this wouldn't be an AR12 video without any fun facts about the Lynk & Co 05 Plus. I'm catching depression already. Usually in these videos, I do the fun facts. I'm not going to do the fun facts for this thing because the developers have decided to do them for me. Every time a new DLC pack comes out, the developers have like a little blurb about the car and they post it on their website. The blurb for the Lynk & Co 05 Plus is hilarious. Skill issues. Okay. Guys, I'm gonna read this out, right? I'm gonna read this out. Reading a plus sign at the end of a car's name can only mean one thing. It's time to ramp up the crazy. Adding 14 more horsepower and 29 more torque, the Lynk & Co 05 Plus does exactly that. Turns a regular SUV into a crossover vehicle with a need for the track. Wow. The 05 Plus has been fitted with multi-link independent suspension system and a new body kit with wings and a front lip to improve downforce. Lynk & Co's signature SUV has the power, styling, and gear to take over the Horizon Festival series. That's it. Can we just take a minute to digest that? This has 260 horsepower. I think in terms of the actual styling, it's pretty cool. I'm a big fan of what Lynk & Co does. I'm a big fan of like TCR cars. I love like the Golf TCR car. I love the Audi RS3 TCR car. The Lynk & Co TCR car is awesome. And obviously this shares a lot of the same design as the Lynk & Co TCR car, so I think it's kind of cool. However, let's be honest, that rear wing is the most unnecessary thing I think I've ever seen. Coco says want to never be able to unsee something. Oh no. This thing looks like a smoothed out Pontiac Aztek. They actually made a modern day Pontiac Aztek. It's the Pontiac Aztek from the 2020s. Let's go do some customization. Engine swaps. Ooh. Please tell me this last engine swap is a good one. Never mind. It's a good one. Anyways, we are already all-wheel drive. Since the developers said that I was about to call it the Aztek. Since the developers said that the Lynk & Co is ready to hit the circuit, why don't I take it to the circuit? Twin turbos and an even better front splitter and an even bigger rear wing. Oh, it actually... Bro, it looks so much better with no rear wing. Let's go full racing slicks as well. Oh my god. We've even got engine spacers and they look... Oh, sorry. They look pretty decent. The weight reduction pulls out 800 pounds. Wait. What? We've had this conversation before. Maximum horsepower for the Aztek. Moving on. 1,300 horsepower. Lynk & Co 05 Plus. Big Wing Edition. Sorry, Flame Spitting Edition. Let's see if it's actually any good with our track-ready upgrades that the game was so excited to promote earlier. I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but this car is uninspiring. It's just a bit meh. Does it have good performance? Eh. Does it have an interesting backstory? No. Does it have any good customization? No. It's just a car. There's nothing special about it. I don't know. Chat, am I the only one? Sure, in real life, it might be a great car. It might be great value for money. I'm sure Lynk & Co is probably going to sell many of these. They're probably going to do a lot better by making this thing than they are from making the Lynk & Co TCR car that I love so much. But does that necessarily make it a great car? No. No. It is one of the cars of all time. I'm so bored of this car. I can't be bothered to drive it anymore. I'm just going to give it a thumbs down. We are going to move on to the Cyberster. It's got 530 horsepower, 600 foot-pounds of torque. It does weigh a lot, 4,000 pounds. Immediately, we do need to address the elephant in the room. It's an EV. Because it's got 500 horsepower and all-wheel drive, it does 0 to 60 in like 3.2 seconds or something like that. But I'm a little bit confused as to why you'd buy one of these things. I think it might actually be because I'm not a boomer yet. MG decided to make this thing into a Grand Tourer car, essentially going head-to-head with things like a BMW Z4, for example, and instead decided to focus on luxury. They've decided to give it not one, not two, not three screens. I misclicked. There are 4 screens in this thing. You know what the problem is with many screens? It makes your car weigh a hell of a lot. This thing weighs 4,500 pounds. Would you buy one of these things? Or would you buy a Mazda MX-5? The Mazda MX-5 is half the price, half the weight, and half the horsepower. It's not that I don't like this car. I don't think I'm the right buyer for this car. Maybe if I was a boomer and I like driving around in convertibles, then maybe this car would be better for me. Instead of being a Grand Tourer, it's a mid-tourer. We need good weight reduction and we need more horsepower. Motor and battery, we can upgrade to 700 horsepower. There are no motor swaps for this thing, which is really disappointing. But I think the styling of this car is actually like a 10 on 10. Big rear wing. Yes. Let's go for some grippy tires, please. 295 in the rear. We again have some engine spacers. Sorry, motor spacers. The more I look at this car, the more I start to really like it. We do have race suspension. We do have drift suspension. We weigh 4,000 pounds stock. We can remove 100, 400, and 900 horsepower. I said 900 horsepower, not 900 pounds. Oh, sorry. I'm driving a boomer's vehicle and I got boomer brain. God damn it. I like it, Picasso. Anyways, let's give it a go. Fully upgraded for racing, going around a race circuit as quickly as possible. I didn't actually tune the gears, so I don't know what our top speed is going to be currently, but we should be decently quick out of some of these slower corners because of our electric motor. Anyways, we're looking good. Oh my God, look at the grip. Oh my God, look at the grip. Apparently, giving it the world's biggest rear wing has its advantages. Jeez. Okay, yeah, we're slow. We are definitely slow. The Jag tried to go for an overtake. Look at the car up there, pulling away. Yeah, we're max. Our max speed is 169 miles an hour. You love to see it. The MG is confirmed memes, and I like it even more now. Gain. I don't even know what this is. Is that a BMW in front of us? Gain. Come on. Use the electric motor launch. Yes! All right, now no more straight lines in this race, please. I think this car just straight up is not made for me, but I'm able to acknowledge that this is a very cool car for the person that owns it. You and I watching this video, we like Mazda MX-5 because we like racing and chucking around a lightweight sports car. But if you don't enjoy doing that, this is probably a really good car. It looks like it's something straight out of Cyberpunk, especially the name helps that. Considering it is like a heavy race car with only 700 horsepower, did way better than I thought it would. I saw Golden in chat saying, you should turn this into an off-roader. Golden has made a WRC tune for the Cyberster. MG Cyberster. Away we go. Launch it off the line. That was an embarrassing launch, Golden. I'm not gonna lie. We're going to see if Golden's any good at tuning. 560 horsepower. We should be able to slide it through the corners pretty nice. And let's see how much grip we've got. Grip is already feeling good, but the weight is just letting me down. Like, I can take the corners almost flat. It's a bit on the large side. It's really not that fast, Golden. What do you think? Golden says weight isn't great, sadly, but it's decent. What would happen if MG took out the electric motors in this thing and instead put in like a nice V6? Nothing crazy, nothing over the top. It'd probably be way lighter. It'd be more fun to drive. You'd assume it'd be rear wheel drive. I genuinely cannot catch up to the AI. This thing is just, it's not fast enough. There's no getting around the fact that this car just isn't good enough. We've reached that portion of the video where we now need to go and drift this thing. And unfortunately, I have more bad news for you. Because yes, we can go and swap the battery. But you might have noticed there's no way to make this thing rear-wheel drive. So we're stuck all-wheel drive, which means we're forced to run drag racing tires and kind of hope for the best. We've got the majority of our power going to the back wheels to hopefully push it through, but oh, it's gonna be tough. After all of my complaining, this thing is actually a very, very good drift car. Oh, it's eerie driving away, though, with no engine sound. And hope for the best, buddy. Hope for the best. We've got a lot of camber. We should be able to slide pretty nice. Oh, it's got a lack of horsepower. It doesn't slide. It doesn't slide as nearly as much as I would want it to. Again, the fact that it just weighs this much means you really need to push it if you want to actually send it sideways. I get 160k points. Personal best, 194k. Yeah, we're not getting close. We're gonna go even harder this time. Big snap in. Good. Now slide. Good. Haha. Okay, maybe the MG just wants you to drive it really hard and aggressively. I mean, the problem driving like this, though, is I'm so close to crashing at any given moment. It's essentially just asking for trouble. There's 150k, 160k, 170k, 180. I think we figured out how to drive the MG Cyberster. It's a good drift car. Can it do a cheeky 360? A little bit onto the grass there, but that's fine. I had to avoid the traffic car. Oh, that was easy enough. Like, I don't understand. Its best feature is being a drift car. And that's not something I was expecting to say when I saw this. I think it's very close to being a thumbs up, but I think it's mid. It has a lack of horsepower, and it's a little bit on the heavy side. Now that we've driven all of the cars, though, what do we think of the car pack as a whole? It's $5 for 4 cars. The Wuling Mini EV does an insane amount of heavy lifting for this car pack, and I think straight up, it's hard to not recommend based off just how much fun I had with that thing. If you could buy the cars individually, I'd say just buy the Wuling and that's it. Definitely not the best car pack, but I don't think it's the worst either.